winter on the way, you've got a few options of what you can do to prepare your Fiesta ST, or really any car, for the change in the climate. One, you can move to somewhere warm where it doesn't snow, but that's not always a possibility. Two, you could park your car in the garage, cover it all up, drive a winter beater or another type of a crap car through the winter months, but then again, you're always going to be worried about reliability and the fact that you're driving kind of a junk car all winter long to protect this. Or the third option is, you can enjoy this car in any condition, in any weather, in any season. So how do you do that to protect it so that it is nice come springtime? Well, there's a few options of what you can do. To prepare the car for the winter, the most important thing, of course, is a good set of snow tires. This will, of course, give you traction and acceleration, turning and braking, as well as really kind of work in all those type of cold conditions and heavy snow. So there's another video that I've already put together describing on how to select your winter tire package, so I encourage you to check that one out. What else you can do to help protect the car is kind of the second part of that. The first part is proper wheels and tires, and the second part is how to protect it. And for that, I like to install a set of mud flaps on the front and rear. And I'm actually using a set that have been left over since I've had my first Focus back in '99. So these are going on their 15th winter. They are WRC gravel spec mud flaps. They're made out of pretty thick urethane, and you can get them from Susquehanna Motorsports, which is rallylights.com. The rears on this car are actually a set of Sparco ones, which are thinner, a little bit harder plastic, and they seem to become a little brittle in cold temps, so I actually have some cracks on those. So those will probably be the last winter for those. Now the reason why I put the mud flaps on is not to try to make it look like a rally car or try to be something it's not. It's simply to protect the side of the car and the rockers and the bottom of the doors from abrasion as well as ice and snow buildup. When you have a snow tire, you're going to have a lot of self-clearing action of the tread, which means as the tire rotates, it's going to be flinging off all sorts of debris. You're going to have snow, you're going to have ice, you're going to have salt, sand, pieces of road. All of those things that are going to be embedded in the tread as the tire rotates are going to be removed in a clearing action. So they're going to be coming at a high rate of speed off the bottom of the tire here and impacting all this area down here. And you're going to get quite a bit of abrasion on the surface of your car, which will eventually lead to paint damage and rust on the bottom of the doors. So having the mud flap on there helps protect some of that abrasion from occurring. The other part of having the mud flaps is snow and ice can't build up inside here. So this thing flexes and moves around while you drive. It's actually causing it to vibrate enough that all the snow and ice buildup is falling off and exiting the vehicle. You also don't get that huge ice chunk that seems to grow underneath the rocker panels. And the reason for that is the snow isn't really getting there, and it's not freezing and building up and continually kind of growing underneath the car. Now this is important for a couple things. One, it's very unsightly to have the big mountain of ice hanging down on your rocker panels. It also pulls down on the rockers, which stresses them. But also, if you pull your car into the garage at night, those tend to melt, fall off, and then melt even further, which make your garage floor all nice and wet and sloppy. Makes a mess of your garage floor and puts added moisture into the garage, which everything else that you have in here is going to collect that extra moisture. So to get rid of that, install the mud flaps. So those are kind of an important thing to do. You can also add extra underbody protection. You can add a skid plate to protect the intercooler piping and the oil pan from snow, ice, and other debris. And you could probably add some extra underbody protection on the rear of the car to help protect whatever gets out between the mud flap and the ground. So there's all sorts of options that you can do to kind of expand on this. And I usually look at like a gravel spec rally car because I figure they're going to be dealing with a lot of flying debris from the tires. And so if you use that kind of as a inspiration, you can kind of see what type of products will work the best for you. So you got your winter tires on, you got your mud flaps on. What next? Okay, get the car nice and clean. Give it a good coat of wax. I actually put 2 coats of Meguiar's Carnauba on it. And then I follow that up with, this is some insulator wax, which is an automotive or aviation and marine grade wax. It's very difficult to remove, but it lasts a really long time, which is important because it's now November chances are really good this car will not be waxed and hand washed until probably at least mid-April, because it won't be warm enough to do that outside. So after you got it waxed, you want to go over the glass with some sort of a repellent such as Rain-X. This will help clear as much snow and ice off the windshield as possible as you drive. So I also do this in the side windows and the rear window. So you have the car cleaned, you have winter tires, you have mud flaps. It's also important to double check the condition of your wiper blades. It's also important to check, make sure you have enough windshield washer fluid, because you're going to get a lot of salt spray that's going to build up on the glass as you drive through the winter. The other step you could do is rubber floor mats. WeatherTech makes an outstanding rubber floor mat. Ford also offers some that will fit the car as well. And what that does is it allows the moisture not to soak into the carpeting. You don't get the salt built into the black carpeting, which is a very difficult thing to remove come springtime. And it's less moisture that's going to be in the car, so you can take the mud flap or the floor mat out, dump it, or vacuum it out, and that helps keep the interior a lot cleaner. So hopefully all those things will make your Fiesta ST more enjoyable in the winter and a lot nicer come springtime, because these things take a beating as it comes winter time, and you want to have a nice looking car come summer. So take these tips and head out to the garage and do these to your car and get ready for the snow to fall.